back to Reed's Readers with your host, Clinton Reed. And today I'm coming to you with a different setup. These new lovely shelves. Let me see here. I can tilt so you guys can see what I'm working with behind me. And once I get another shelf to go back there, and I can actually do a full setup thing, I will do a full new bookshelf tour of what I'm working with. But today I'm going to bring with you an interesting concept that I saw Allie at the Hardbook Hoarder do, and I'll link her video down below, where she chose 10 books that she would repurchase in her life if something happened to her bookshelves. As in, these are the 10 books she would run into the house to grab. These are the 10 books she would take with her if she had to travel the world. Or, like, say, somebody stole all my books. Which someone does that, I swear to God, they did. But that's beside the point. Let's get into it. And I'm going to start off with one real fast, like she did on hers. Like, the first 7 are just going to be all 7 Harry Potter books because, like, that's how we do it here. Lies. I chose Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Oh, the white balance on this side's not as good as the other side, but whatever. Because this is my favorite Harry Potter book. I would probably grab the illustrated, but that one's still, like, in a box for right now, so. It's my favorite because everyone knows one of my favorite characters is Sirius Black. Ignore the noise. Dog just being dog. Is Sirius Black, and yeah, everyone knows what Harry Potter's about, and we all love it. It's like happiness for all of us. So I had to include at least one of them, and why not include my favorite? And next book should be no surprise to anybody. What is my all-time favorite author? I chose How to Hang a Witch by Adriana Mather. Yes, it's not my favorite book by her anymore. That's Killing November. But this book holds really, really deep meanings for me in the fact that I was going through a really dark time when I picked it up and I was contemplating suicide and all that stuff again. And this book just pulled me out of it and made me feel accepted. For some reason, this book just made me feel like my problems and what my brain was thinking was validated. Does that make sense? So I have to have this in my life. Which, by the way, I made a strict rule when I made this. Only one book per author or series or... You know how hard this list was? Just I should have done one of my 30 I would grab, but yeah. I love this databases. And it just holds really close, and if, say, my books are on fire, I would definitely grab it because it's signed by the author, and it was the day I met the author. This is actually the official copy that I read, and just still need to reread the other ones again and annotate because I didn't do that last time. I read them via audiobook, but as everyone knows. This next one was suggested for me to read by Julie from Pages of Pens because it's one of her all-time favorite books. And I didn't realize this book was going to hit me the way it did, which is why it's number 3 on this list instead of number 4. And that is The Serpent King by Jeff Sadner. This is one of the most confusing books to explain. Well, not confusing. I kind of like the idea of people going into it blind, but if you want to know a little bit about it, it's about three best friends in this small town in Forestville, Tennessee. Yes. And it's about Dill, whose father was like a priest to, well, not priest, a preacher for those really weird religion where they hold the snakes and they pray and say, "You will not bite me." Really weird. His father goes to jail for child pornography and he's the one blamed. Then you've got Lydia, number one fashion blogger in the world, coming from a small town, and Travis, who's just a little different, who loves books, loves magic, loves everything, loves dressing up as wizards, and it's just about their life. And before I read this, I didn't really read hard hitting contemporaries unless they were LGBT. I didn't read contemporaries in general unless they were mysteries or LGBT. And now contemporary is one of my favorite genres, especially when it's something like this. And it's just, oh, this book is just so good. And I'm in the need for a reread soon. Next, I chose one from high school that I think I will always have in my collection, and that is Rainbow Boys by Alex Sanchez. This is the first book I read where the main character, or characters in this, are gay. We follow Jason, the jock with good looks, beautiful girlfriend, popular, unsatisfied. We follow Kyle, the swims team star. He's friendly, easygoing, he's intelligent, and really confused. And then we follow Nelson, the independent, opinionated, defiant joker, flaming homosexual. They're all three at different stages of their lives, and it's just this series, following with Rainbow High and Rainbow Road, got me through some really dark times in high school, and I feel like it's such an underrated series, and I feel like everyone should read it. And the fact that it's told in all three people's points of view, um, I just might reread it for Cornell Ed, just because I feel like I need this in my life again. I need happiness. I need love. I need acceptance. But yeah, that's why I chose that one. I don't know why I'm so monotone right now. I think it's just because I'm getting tired, but I really wanted to film this because I think this is such a brilliant idea, and I feel like it doesn't need to have all of that hyperness because this is a serious thing, and these are the books that I feel like if something happened to my books, God forbid, these are the 10 books that I would start trying to get all of this again. And I tried to choose one from at least every genre or authors that I love and a couple that are like from a series that like stood out to me. Like this next one, I chose Clockwork Prince by Cassandra Clare, which is the second book in the Mortal, no, the Infernal Devices. Is this collected? What made it a collector? I never even realized that it was a collector's edition. But if I actually open this book from time to time, I have it tabbed up one spot. I open it up from time to time to read one quote or this little paragraph quote in it whenever I'm feeling down. Since I've read it this year, since I actually read this year, I have opened up to this little page 468, and I want to read you the quote because I want you to understand why I chose this book. And I've never had a quote stand out to me in a way as powerful as this did. And that is, we live and breathe words. It was books that kept me from taking my own life after I thought I could never love anyone, never be loved by anyone again. It was books that made me feel that perhaps I was not completely alone. They could be honest with me, and I with them. And then the continuing line that I don't have highlighted is reading your words, what you wrote, how you were lonely sometimes and afraid, but always brave, the way you saw the world, its colors and textures and sounds. I felt the way you thought, hoped, felt, dreamed. And it's just those words I'm about to cry just mean so much to me and warm my heart. But yeah, I just thought I would. So that's the reason why this would be on my list of books that I would repurchase, and I would find that quote highlighted again and still live my best life because those words resonate, and I need those words sometimes to remind me why I'm an avid reader, what books truly mean to me. And I don't think people truly understand what books have done for me, how books have saved my life on more than one occasion. So yeah, I would have to have this in my collection. Next, I chose, this one was one of the hardest ones to choose. I had to choose a book by James Patterson to be on this list, and it was between this one or Sundays at Tiffany's. But I felt like I didn't have any mystery detective novels on this list, and I felt like I needed to have at least one from my favorite author in that genre to really show. This isn't the first one by him that I loved. That would be Alex Cross. But this is my favorite detective novel by him. And we're getting a sequel in like 2 weeks. Ah! Like a week and a half, actually. If I can buy it on payday, I'm buying it on payday. Just. And that is Invisible by James Patterson and David Ellis. This book is my favorite. I really don't want to tell you anything going into it because I went into it blind. Um, I actually got it at a library book sale, as you can see on the little spine. I need to get a new hardback copy of it just so I can have it. And I will annotate this one like there's no effing tomorrow because this one just, when it got to the end, it just blew my mind. And it's like I should have saw them coming, should have saw the twist coming, but I didn't at the time that I read it. And this just shows why I love my detective mysteries. I connect with them. I love them. I watch cop shows all day long. I can watch nothing but cop shows if I don't feel like it. I binged watched the entire Criminal Minds. Well, it was on Netflix. Still waiting on season 13, Netflix. Sorry. Especially when they're airing season 15 right now. Where's my 13 and 14 Netflix? Oh my god. Besides the point. But yes, I would have to have Invisible to show that I'm not invisible. Puns! Next, I chose this book because the friendship in this is something that I aspire to want in my life. In the sense of these are the type of friends to lovers kind of thing. And that is Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Aldry Sant. It Something about this book just stuck with me, and it was going to be between this or Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. These two stories are just the romance, the bromance, we should put, is so authentic and realistic that you just connect with these characters. And I know it's not everyone's favorite, but it just stuck with me. And I know we're getting a sequel to it soon, and I'm all here about it because I need more Ari and Dante in my life because they're just warm and fuzzy, and I can't see a collection without them being in it. Just saying. And my 8th book is The Diviners by Libba Bray. I discovered this series last year and transferred all of them into hardback, and I ended up with large print, but whatever. This series is the epitome of what I love. 1920s psychics help solve serial murder cases led by ghosts. And diverse psychics at that. Gay, interracial dating, Asian, black, poor, rich, just yes, I need to have this friendship. This is one of the strongest group of friends I have ever read. From Theta to Evie to Henry to Memphis to just everyone in this just mean the way that the friendships are in here, excuse me, remind me so much of my friends and why I love them. So I can't see a collection now without at least the first one in it, just to sit on my shelf, just so I can remember the good times. And if I feel bad and I need a little paranormal in my life, I will grab it and I will go, oh, let's go to this page, and oh, I know exactly where we're at. It's just, I would feel like at home. It's one of those series that are in my top 5 favorite series of all time. Probably number 3 now. And I just don't see my life without them, so read it. My next book, I went back and forth between this and The Wizard of Oz because those are my two. This one and Wizard of Oz are my two favorite classics. Wizard of Oz because my grandmother read it to me, but this book I read in high school around the time that I had just came out as fully gay. I was proud to be that, but people were looking at me differently. And we read this in English class, and that is Frankenstein by by Mary Shelley. And I just connected with the monster on so many levels of feeling like an outsider, how people are treating him differently because the way he looks, the way he acts, the way he sounds. And it's just like I was also a new kid at a new school. Openly, the whole school knows I'm gay. I'm getting bullied day in and day out. It's just this book and this official copy, which you can tell has been beat to hell, bitten back. I think I've read this copy 15 times maybe back in high school. It's one of the few books that I've read that many times, besides How to Hang a Witch and Harry Potter and Hardy Boys and Animorphs. Like this. See, there was other books like Animorphs and Hardy Boys and stuff that could be on this list, but those are my past. They don't represent who I am today. Like these 10 books represent who I am today. Like Frankenstein would be the one classic I would want to have on my shelf because I have such a fond memory. I thought at first it was such boring, but then I started to like feel the emotions in the book, feel what the monster was feeling. The loneliness, the heartbreak, the his own master turned on him, and it's like my family was saying bad things about me being gay because they just didn't understand at first. Now we're like tight as thieves, and it's just like something like this. I think I always need to remind myself that I'm not a monster. I'm me, and you either love me or you don't. So enough of that crying. Let's go with the final book on this list. And when I read this book, I felt myself in it. Granted, female character, whatever, writing fan fiction based off of Harry Potter. Can we? Would be Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. I pick up this book and I read passages of this whenever I feel like I need a little bit of happiness in my life. Because that's what this book brings me. Is pure, unadulterated joy and happiness in my life. And I feel like everybody needs a little happiness in their life. And eventually I want to have the original copy of this. I want to have the new paperback copy. I want to see if I can find the pink edition and the yellow editions. If anyone knows where I can get those, let me know down below because you boys looking because I want every version of this book on my shelf. And yeah. Well, that got a lot more emotional than I thought it would. But those are the 10 books. I personally, if something happened to my poor babies, um, these are the 10 books that I would grab. Now, comment down below and tell me what books you would have to start off your collection all over again. Did you like this type of a video? If you did, hit that thumbs up, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe. And I also had an idea for another video that's kinda like this, but I guess you'll just have to wait and see. Mm. But yeah, so I just really like this idea, and Allie didn't tag anyone to do this, but I kind of want to tag a couple of lovely ladies because I would love to know their answers to something like this. This really isn't a tag, but I would still love to know Nikki from I Read Past My Bedtime, Melanie from Completely Melanie, Zoe from A You're a Book Nerd Zoe, Charlie from Charlie Brooks, and Emily from Novels Novels. I will link all 5 of their channels down below. But I would love to know what you lovely ladies are the 5 closest friends this book community. I couldn't live without you guys in my life. I wouldn't be where I am without all of you. And I just would love to know what your answers would be to this because I'm pretty sure we all have a little bit different reading taste. And it's just, I know at least 2 of you have almost, like one has at least over 900 and the other one has over 1,000 books. But I would love to know what your answers would be. You don't have to do it. I just thought is a really fun and interesting concept. So thank you, Allie, for coming up with it because I think it's brilliant. But then again, you are always starting trends. That's all I'm going to leave with you guys today. Remember, kids, reading is what? Fundamental. Until next time, bye.